Welcome back to The Explainer. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already know your way around an AI prompt. You've been told the basics, right? Be clear, assign it a role, maybe toss in a little context. But let me ask you something. Are you still getting outputs that feel, well, kind of generic? Are you treating your AI like it's just a passive search engine? Because if you are, you're probably getting completely soulless, middle-of-the-road responses as a result. Today, we're going to fix that. We're looking at 5 ways to automate tasks and totally transform your AI from a simple text generator into a core, indispensable member of your team.
I absolutely love this quote from our source material because it perfectly captures the frustration of doing basic manual prompting. Think about it. You type in what feels like a solid, specific prompt, something like, write a blog post about remote work. And what you get back is, fine. It's grammatically correct, it's logical, but it just completely disappears into the noise of the internet. The problem isn't your idea. The problem is that you are asking a system capable of incredible synthesis, strategy, and creation to act like a basic librarian retrieving facts. You're missing out on the real magic here. You are literally using a master chef to boil water.
So to fix these forgettable outputs, we have to undergo a massive mindset shift. What if you could actually make the AI care about the result? What if you could give it a personality, a persistent memory, and the power to build real, tangible things for you? That right there is the inciting incident for our journey today. We've got to pivot away from manual, repetitive prompting and start focusing on system building. We have to give the AI a stake in the outcome.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the generic output problem. Number 2, Way 1, AI constitutions. Number 3, Way 2, context and projects. Number 4, Way 3, interactive artifacts. Number 5, Way 4, reusable AI skills. And finally, number 6, Way 5, automated connector workflows.
Section 1. The generic output problem. We need to understand why our current approach isn't working before we can fix it.
Take a look at the difference here. On the left, we have the amateur approach. This is where you treat the AI like a librarian. You're basically just asking it to go find facts and arrange them neatly for you. It's a one-way street. But on the right, we have the pro approach. Pros treat the AI like a collaborative partner, that master chef we talked about. They aren't just asking for facts. They're asking the AI to synthesize information, strategize an approach, and create something entirely new. It's the difference between asking for a basic summary of a topic versus asking for a strategic action plan based on that topic.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Way 1, AI constitutions. This is where we stop giving the AI a simple role and start giving it a belief system.
An amateur prompt simply says, act as a marketer. Honestly, that's just putting a costume on the AI. But a pro prompt, it says, act as a world-class direct response marketer. Your core constitution is clarity trumps cleverness, every sentence drives an action, and focus on deep emotional benefits. See the difference there? We aren't just telling it what to be, we are telling it exactly how to think. A constitution installs a permanent decision-making framework into your prompt.
Let's say you want an article about remote-first culture. Instead of just asking for it point blank, you tell the AI to assume the persona of a senior HR strategist, and you give it this 3-step constitution. Step 1, prioritize employee well-being. Step 2, back every claim with logic. And Step 3, frame everything for long-term growth. Suddenly, you aren't getting a generic blog post anymore. You're getting a strategic document with a specific tone and highly persuasive arguments. This brilliantly illustrates how setting rules upgrades the AI from a simple writer into a strategic partner.
Moving right along to Section 3. Way 2, context and projects. Here, we automate the briefing process by flipping the script.
The amateur dumps a file and says, summarize this customer feedback spreadsheet. But the pro does something called the context interview. They upload the file and say, before you do anything, ask me at least 5 clarifying questions to understand my goal, the audience, and what decisions this data will inform. You are literally demanding the AI ask you for context. This one command forces it to pause, engage, and figure out exactly what your goal is before doing a single ounce of work. It might ask if you're looking for bug fixes or feature requests, which completely changes the focus of the output.
Now, you obviously don't want to have these deep context interviews every single time you open a new chat. That would be exhausting. And that's where projects come in. A project is a persistent workspace where you store all that context permanently. Instead of a one-off chat, every time you go back into a specific project, the AI has all your files, your goals, and your preferences saved. It acts exactly like a dedicated teammate. Actually, scratch that. It's better than a teammate because it literally never forgets the details from your last meeting.
All right, Section 4, Way 3, Interactive Artifacts. This is where we automate the prototyping phase and move way beyond just plain text on a screen.
If you are still just getting walls of text or blocks of code in a little gray box, you are using outdated methods. An artifact turns the AI's response into a living, breathing output. It can be an editable document, an interactive web page, or a fully functional mini app right there inside your chat window. You don't have to imagine what the output looks like anymore. You can actually interact with it immediately.
Imagine you need a landing page. The amateur asks for HTML code, gets a block of text, copies it, pastes it into a file, and opens a browser just to see if it even worked. That's a hassle. The pro simply says, create a rendered artifact with a live preview. Boom. Instantly, you generate a working prototype. You can see the clean design, you can click the registration button, and you can tweak the design on the fly without ever copying and pasting a single thing. The AI becomes a real-time collaborative development partner.
Which brings us to Section 5, Way 4, Reusable AI Skills. This is where we cross the line into literal task automation and finally end the cycle of repetitive prompting.
Think about your daily workflow for a second. If you are pasting in data and giving the AI the exact same complex instructions every single morning, you are wasting incredibly valuable time. That's why you need to build a skill. A skill is a reusable set of instructions you build once, dial it in perfectly, and then you can trigger it forever with a simple command.
Let's look at a great example from the source material, a meeting synthesizer skill. You spend 10 minutes writing out these instructions. Step 1, extract key decisions. Step 2, list action items with owners. Step 3, flag unresolved questions, all formatted in clean Markdown. Once you save that as a skill, your workflow changes forever. Tomorrow, you just upload your transcript and say, use the meeting synthesizer skill. That is it. You have taught the AI a brand new, permanently repeatable capability.
And finally, Section 6, Way 5, Automated Connector Workflows. This brings absolutely everything we've talked about together into a completely automated, hands-free system.
The magic word here is connector. A connector is exactly what it sounds like. It's the technical bridge between your AI and your external apps. We're talking Google Drive, Slack, your calendar, your email. Connectors are the ultimate level up in task automation because they allow the AI to reach outside of its chat window, grab information, trigger its own skills, and send the output wherever it needs to go, all without you lifting a finger. So what does this actually look like in practice? Let's trace this timeline. Minute 1, a new meeting transcript is automatically saved to your Google Drive folder. Minute 2, a connector detects that new file and automatically runs the meeting synthesizer scale we just built. Minute 3, another connector takes that perfectly formatted summary and posts it directly to your team's Slack channel. You just built a completely automated end-to-end workflow without writing a single line of code. No way, right? It's that powerful. As we wrap up the explainer today, I really want to emphasize the overarching lesson here. The common thread running through all 5 of these methods is a fundamental shift in your mindset. You have got to stop treating AI as a magical search engine where you just assign isolated, one-off tasks. Your real job as a pro user is to train systems. It's to give the AI principles, build workflows, and create an environment where it functions as a highly adaptable team member. Let's rapidly recap our journey today. We looked at deep constitutions, context interviews, interactive artifacts, reusable skills, and connector workflows. Notice how we escalated things? We went from simply giving the AI basic roles to installing deep, principle-based constitutions. We stopped dumping files and started forcing context interviews within persistent workspaces. We abandoned those boring gray blocks of code for living, interactive artifacts. And finally, we stopped repeating ourselves by building reusable skills, tying the whole shebang together with fully automated connector workflows.
When you adopt this system builder mindset, you are absolutely going to get drastically better results. But more importantly, you're going to unlock a completely new way of creating and problem solving. You'll stop thinking about what the AI can do for you right now, in this moment, and start thinking about the automated ecosystems you can build to handle your work forever. It completely changes what you think is possible for your own productivity.
So, I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Which of these 5 automation secrets are you going to implement first to build your AI teammate? Are you going to write your first constitution today? Or maybe jump straight into building a connector workflow? Pick one, test it out, and watch how it transforms your day-to-day. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.